everybody, welcome back to the Detox Your Life series. A little bit about me and Toxin Free Life and what you're watching. This is one session of 7 different sessions that talk about how to detox your life. And this session's all about a toxin-free medicine cabinet. So we'll be talking about how to avoid having all those over-the-counter meds in your medicine cabinet, and why it might be dangerous to have them around. So a little bit about the business that I'm running. It's toxinfreelife.com, and you can go there to find a lot of these solutions, a lot of this kind of information. It is a growing organization. I definitely am not loud enough. My voice is not loud enough by itself. So if you're interested in partnering up or becoming part of the organization and helping coach people like I do, please let me know, because that would be very nice to have some help. It's getting busy. So a little bit about the medicine cabinet. So typically our medicine cabinets are filled with all kinds of different medications to manage symptoms. And what would be a better scenario is if we were managing our internal health and root causing our different symptoms that we're trying to medicate. It's dangerous to have those medications around simply because if they're not used perfectly in accordance with the instructions that come with them, then it can cause interactions, and often that can result in negative experiences, especially if kids get hold of medications or people that shouldn't have them. So you might be familiar with the saying, let medicine be thy food and food be thy medicine. So if anyone knows that, where that saying originated, put it in the comments. I'll let you guys take guesses. But anyway, it is a very important thing to live by, because you can actually be very preventative with your health if you are nutritionally sufficient instead of deficient. And we're going to talk a lot about that today. So recently I was at a talk, and one of the folks who I like to follow, Stephen Ritz, who helps with urban gardening and teaching kids how to grow their own food, etc. His business is called the Green Bronx Machine, so I encourage you to look it up. He's received a lot of recognition from the president, from the Pope. A lot of important people are following him because of what he's doing. And he actually coined the phrase that, our food supply is a mess. It's full of manufactured, edible, synthetic substances. That's the acronym for MESS. And it's very true. If you're depending mostly on processed foods, then that's likely the origin of a lot of the discomfort that you're feeling, and then that you are medicating to mute those feelings with over-the-counter medicines. So, you can make changes in your diet to give your body what it needs to heal internally if you have better nutrition. And if you're doing that, you're less likely to need to depend on these over-the-counter medications to feel good every day. You can just naturally feel good. It's amazing. So I'm a person that used to, work hard, play hard. I really didn't, sorry, the phone stream, live stream. There's a little, there you go, thanks. I have some special guests here that I tagged, so they're helping me out. So a little bit back to my story. So I used to work hard, play hard. I always thought that I was healthy. I appeared to be healthy from the outside, but internally I was starting to feel the effects of this long-term Western diet of processed food. And so basically the experience that I had was inflammation in the gut, and I was diagnosed with a gluten intolerance and also developed an autoimmune thyroid from my work hard, play hard, laissez-faire nutritional attitude. And so what I did is made some changes, and that has allowed me to feel so much better. I didn't even know that I was feeling as badly as I was until I felt better, until I changed my life by adding whole food nutrition into the game. And what's interesting when you do that, when you add whole food nutrition into your daily routine, you end up craving different foods. So there's a gut to brain connection that happens. And when you're feeding your body nutritional whole food instead of processed food, you end up feeding the microbiota in your gut that live on those extra nutritious whole foods, and that starts to communicate back to your brain what you want to eat. So this whole cycle starts to happen. You start to crave less of the processed food and more of the healthy whole food nutrition. And that has a positive effect on so many things in your body. And a lot of the things that you think that are just symptoms of aging or lack of exercise, etc., could actually be symptoms of your unhealthy gut from depending mostly on these processed foods. And so if you make simple changes to add in whole food nutrition, your body starts to make all of those changes all by itself, starts to kind of change your preferences and what you want to eat, and it snowballs, and all of a sudden you don't feel as unhealthy as you did, or you stop feeling symptoms that you didn't even know were symptoms of an unhealthy gut. You just thought that's the way life was, if you're like me. So it's been a nice journey, and I'm trying to share that with everyone and help you depend less on those over-the-counter meds. So as a detox coach, I help people detox their guts through either 10-day, 30-day, or 120-day programs. I pretty much live on the detox program that I coach. And what I hear consistently, time after time, as people complete the program, is that they're going off of medications that they were just taking on a daily basis. So things like pain management medications, over-the-counter, things that medicate like acid reflux, so stuff like that, less cold medicines. They don't need as many medications to manage the symptoms because the symptoms stop occurring once they heal their gut. You've probably heard from other experts that the gut is the origin of long-term disease, because if it's not healthy and maintained, then your body starts to falter in a lot of different ways. So let's see, what else do I want to go over? So the recommended servings of fruits and vegetables. So if you are an athlete, it's recommended that you have about 13 servings of fruits and vegetables in your daily diet. So that's just if you're not competitive athlete, but just if you're working out, if you're exercising and moving your body, which we all should be, that's how many fruits and vegetables you're supposed to have. And I know that's really tough to achieve. So myself, like others, we try hard. We want to consume that much in our daily meals and diet, but because that's not quite possible, especially when you're chasing around little people like me all day, then you sometimes need to figure out how to bridge the gap. And so the way that I do that is through whole food supplementation. So a little bit about whole foods versus processed foods and why whole foods are better for you. So processed foods often lose nutritional value in the processing to get to the end result for you to eat them. And there's also additives that you want to stay away from, whereas a whole food is pretty much in its original state. So whether or not it's been processed a little bit to get into a supplement form is a little bit of a different concept, but if you're eating mostly whole foods, you're just staying away from all of the processed foods that are out there on the grocery shelves. And you've heard that suggestion, I'm sure, where you shop the perimeter of the store. That's where you're going to find most of your whole food products, things that haven't been processed and filled with preservatives so that they can sit on those inner shelves in the grocery store for ages upon ages. So if you can kind of stick to the whole food product instead of the processed food product, that's just better for your body because you're getting all the nutritional value that was in that original food. Now, a whole food supplement, which is helping to bridge the gap and get you those extra fruits and vegetables every day, or the required fruits and vegetables every day, is processed a little bit. So what happens to get a whole food supplement is they kind of pulverize the whole fruit or vegetable in what would be like a industrial sized Vitamix, and then they dehydrate that pulp into a powder, and they take that powder and place it into capsules or chewables. And by taking those every day, by eating those every day, you're just making sure that you get the right fruits and veggies into your system. And there's nothing else in them. There's nothing synthetic. It's just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So we do that, and it has made a big difference in my life. We actually have a 3-year-old who started preschool, and usually that's an epidemic in a lot of people's homes, and everybody just falls apart because of all the germs and bugs that they bring home. That didn't happen here. So I didn't get sick. She got a tiny bit sick, but didn't stop her from engaging in activities and things like that. She was perfectly fine. And my husband got a tiny bit sick, but we were very able to get through that event without having an epidemic. And that's because we were fortifying ourselves with all this extra nutrition. So the brand that I like for whole food supplements is Juice Plus, and that's a company that I partner with through Toxin Free Life. And when you add them into your system, you're getting, let me show you what the amount of fruits and vegetables that you get in your system every day. So this is what's in your system every day if you add Juice Plus into your life. And it costs, so this is if you're doing the supplements, which you can see in these capsule bottles, and shakes. If you do a shake and the supplements every day, you're getting all of that into your system every day. And a lot of you might be saying, well, you know, I already supplement with multivitamins, and that's great. You know, the contents of the multivitamin are different than a whole food supplement, and here's why. So the multivitamin is pharmaceutical grade quantities, so a whole lot of select nutrients, and they might be good to have, but you don't need them in that quantity, nor do you just need that. You actually need all the nutrients in the fruits and vegetables. That's what your body was programmed to receive and to utilize. And a whole food, compared to the car analogy, you've probably heard me do this before if you've watched a lot of my broadcasts, but so a multivitamin would be like having the steering wheel and the bumper and the back seat. Those are good to have, but they're not going to get you anywhere. So what you really want are the whole food supplement, because it has everything that's in that fruit and vegetable. And it's in a quantity that your body can actually utilize properly. Your body recognizes it and uses it. We call that bioavailability. So there's more bioavailability with a whole food supplement and more nutrients in it. It's the whole car versus the souped up pharmaceutical grade quantity of a vitamin, which is not the whole car. It's just little pieces, right? So to illustrate how many nutrients are actually in a fruit and vegetable, this is a little chart that shows you, I'm like trying to look at it with you. Hello. So this is all of the nutrients that are in an apple, and that's just what we know about today. And your body recognizes every single one of those and uses them. You're not going to get that from a multivitamin. It is just a few different things. And there may be times in your life where you need vitamin D in a pharmaceutical grade quantity, and you should definitely take that if that's what your body needs. But I do encourage you, the supplement world is a very unregulated market. So what that means is there's no one really checking on these supplement companies to make sure that what is on the label is actually in the product. And people have had a lot of negative experiences because of taking a supplement that had something in it that was bad for them. So we have with Juice Plus a third-party quality assurance process in place, which is one reason that I like this particular whole food supplement over others. And that third-party quality assurance process is NSF certification. So NSF, you can go to their website, I think it's a .org, and they do third-party quality assurance testing for lots of different things, including Juice Plus. And one of the reasons I like their particular organization over others is that they are the organization that is required by the U.S. Olympic Committee to have certified any supplements that their athletes take. Sounds pretty good to me. So it's safe, you know what's in it is in it, and what's not in it is not in it, and it helps you bridge the gap through what you should be eating versus what you're actually eating. And when you do that, like I